insight into life. The goblins are kind of like just.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's take a look at this hurricane. Boy, she's really ramping up. We got all machines going. They wanted Armageddon, and that's exactly what they'll get. Saith the Lord. Let's take a look at this. She's doubled in size already within not even 8 hours. Yeah, she's going to hit America. And we got some more lining up behind her.
And here at the National Hurricane Center, it's just after Eastern time.
All right, let me see what I can get here. We got this. All right, let me post this in my chat.
Monday, August 18th, coming on this morning with the latest on still very powerful Hurricane Aaron, located here just to the northeast of the Turks and Caicos Islands, about 110 miles north of Grand Turk, re-strengthening this morning to a powerful Category 4 hurricane, maximum sustained winds now around 140 miles per hour. And the hurricane is now moving off towards the west-northwest now at about 10 miles per hour. So while the core of Aaron is remaining to the east and northeast of the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas, we're still seeing some impacts here. We have tropical storm warnings in effect for the southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands, tropical storm watch for the central Bahamas. So there's that risk of tropical storm conditions as Aaron continues to grow in size. Also the potential for some flooding rainfall, 2 to 4 inches, isolated amounts as high as 6 inches across portions of those southeastern Bahamas and Turks and Caicos Islands as we go through the day today and into Tuesday. Now, if we zoom out a little bit and look at the forecast track of Aaron as we go through the week, we are still expecting this northwestward motion followed by a turn to the north as we go through Tuesday and Wednesday, and then an acceleration taking the center of Aaron northeastward out into the North Atlantic as we go from Thursday into Thursday night and Friday. And while the forecast track of Aaron still has the center of the storm remaining between the North Carolina Outer Banks and Bermuda as we go from Wednesday into Thursday morning, the track has shifted westward since yesterday, which will bring a more enhanced risk of some of those peripheral impacts into portions of the Outer Banks of North Carolina. But again, Aaron is expected to grow rather dramatically in size. If you look at the wave height field forecast as we get into Wednesday night and Thursday morning, these dark colors here are significant wave heights in excess of 20 to 30 feet, even exceeding 50 feet near the center of Aaron. So this is going to make for very dangerous marine conditions across all of the Western Atlantic and increase the risk for dangerous and life-threatening surf and rip current conditions across almost the entire U.S. East Coast. And by tomorrow, everywhere you see in red here, so basically from South Florida through Georgia, North and South Carolina, up into the mid-Atlantic states, southern New England, with a high risk of life-threatening surf and rip current conditions. So these are going to be situations where you're not going to want to be in the ocean, and you're going to want to heed any precautions given by your local officials. Pay attention to any beach warning flags. And these dangerous surf conditions are going to continue throughout much of the upcoming week. So it's just not going to be a very safe environment to be in the ocean. And just a reminder, again, even though the weather can be nice at the coast, you can still have dangerous surf and rip current conditions from a hurricane that's well offshore, like we're going to see with Aaron. So never assume the ocean is safe, even if the weather is nice. And please go to weather.gov/beach for the latest information on those surf and rip current conditions. As we back up and want to zoom in here, this is a slide from the National Weather Service office in Morehead City, North Carolina, showing some of the highest impacts we're expecting to see from Aaron here along the North Carolina Outer Banks. So where we're going to see that wave action is going to cause significant surf zone roughness, beach erosion, ocean overwash, especially along portions of North Carolina Highway 12 out here in the Outer Banks. So this area between Ocracoke up to Oregon Inlet is where we're expecting to see some of the most dangerous conditions along the ocean front. And evacuations have been ordered for Ocracoke Island and Hatteras Island in North Carolina. So please see more information from your local emergency and government officials in these areas. Heed those evacuation orders if you've been asked to leave. And again, you can always get more information from your local National Weather Service office at.
Yo, Debbie, what's up? We're getting ready. We got like 3 or 4 more hurricanes behind this one that are going to line up And U.S. is the destination. That is on the list. So be safe out there in North Carolina, woman, South Carolina. She's going to ride right up the East Coast, and she don't even have to make landfall. By the time she makes the turn, she'll be a Category 5 and be on her way to one of the biggest hurricanes ever. Maybe an F6 or something. We're not sure. They're saying Category 5, but I think if we hit it and keep feeding it and seeding it, we might be able to get her into a Hurricane 6 or 7. But we'll see what we can do. You know, we're doing our best out here. It's just me. I'm just a one-man show. All glory goes to God. In North Carolina, it's going to hit North Carolina, he said. North Carolina and South Carolina. If you're in the Carolinas, you're going to get hit no matter what. Even if they're saying it's going to be 100 feet up. Yeah, but it's so big, it's going to cause havoc all up and down the East Coast. It's going to cause massive. It's going to hit North Carolina. It's going to go up the East Coast, Deb. Let's play it back real quick and you'll be able to listen.
Information on those surf and rip current conditions. As we back up and want to zoom in here, this is a slide from the National Weather Service office in Morehead City, North Carolina, showing some of the highest impacts we're expecting to see from Aaron here along the North Carolina Outer Banks. So where we're going to see that wave action is going to cause significant surf zone roughness, beach erosion, ocean overwash, especially along portions of North Carolina Highway 12 out here in the Outer Banks. So this area between Ocracoke up to Oregon Inlet is where we're expecting to see some of the most dangerous conditions along the ocean front. And evacuations have been ordered for Ocracoke Island and Hatteras Island in North Carolina. So please see more information from your local emergency and government officials in these areas. Heed those evacuation orders if you've been asked to leave. And again, you can always get more information from your local National Weather Service office at weather.gov. Now, I did mention the track moving a little closer to North Carolina. And that is bringing that risk of tropical storm conditions to the Outer Banks by late Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday evening. So we could see a tropical storm and storm surge watch issued for portions of the North Carolina Outer Banks as soon as later today or tonight. There is also a risk of tropical storm conditions on Bermuda as we get from Wednesday night into Thursday morning, again, with the large size of air and even with the...
Now, let me keep this in mind with all you folks. This thing can still do whatever it wants. Just because the computer models are showing that it's going to stay offshore does not mean that's what's going to happen. It hasn't even made the turn yet. So she might come all the way in to Florida and then make the turn. By then, it'll be too late. Our movie is going just as planned. And there'll be 3 or 4 more hurricanes right behind this one. Destination America. It's every year this happens, folks. Right? This is an every year thing. So be safe. And like I said, even though it's 100 miles offshore, it's still the size of it. It's still going to cause tornadoes on land, which they're not letting you folks know about that. But tornadoes will be spawned out of this. Water spouts, thunderstorms, you name it, way on the inland. It's actually, I've been looking at the GPS or weather model right now, and it is actually growing so big that it is sucking the air all the way up here up north, and all the clouds from up north down into America, into this hurricane. That's what it does, right? That's what it does. So in a blink of an eye, it can change. It could turn tomorrow, or it can stay on path that it is now. Go over the Bahamas and the Keys and everything and just make total mess. Heed the warning of God, right? Turn yourselves in and surrender. In Jesus' name, amen. All glory. It's a huge storm. Yeah, I think they're predicting that possibly this could be our first Category 6. Category 6 hurricane. And if they keep feeding it, and if they keep seeding it, and we block off of the weather up north, which we might be able to do that, we might be able to have a landfall. Our job is to make America safe again and to take it back over. That is our job. No matter what we got to use. And our technology is so far so bad. It's so advanced. You can't stop us. Get out of our way. Now, let me see what Debbie's saying. What's the millbrewers? What's the pressure? Well, the pressure dropped to 133. She's going to blow your eardrums. You got problems coming. Hunker down. Right? It's obvious the Lord is not happy with the East Coast and the southern states. I don't know what to tell you. They didn't listen to the heeding of the warning of thy King of Kings. And now it's over with. Yeah, seriously, it's going to blow your eardrums. The pressure is going to drop so much you're going to pop your ears. Probably have bleeding ears. Well, what can you do? Not much. Well, take it one day at a time. It's just Armageddon. It's just the end of the world, Deborah. What are you worried about? I will go watch the Weather Channel. Dang. No, don't. There's no need to watch it. The Weather Channel is saying it's over. It's all. It's over with. Let's continue to watch this.
Core of the storm passing well to the north, we could see some impacts there. So as we wrap up here on this Monday morning here, those key messages on Aaron, we're going to continue to see heavy rainfall through today over portions of Hispaniola, and through Tuesday for the Turks and Caicos and portions of the Bahamas. Could produce some flash and urban flooding are possible in those areas. Tropical storm conditions expected in those tropical storm warning areas in the Turks and Caicos and southeastern Bahamas today, with tropical storm conditions possible in the central Bahamas as we go from later today into Tuesday in that watch area. Aaron's expected to produce life-threatening surf and rip current conditions across much of the western Atlantic basin, the Bahamas, Bermuda, the U.S. East Coast, up into Atlantic Canada. And interest in the Outer Banks of North Carolina and Bermuda could see some more direct impacts from Aaron as we get into the middle portions of the week. We could see tropical storm conditions and coastal flooding possible along portions of the North Carolina.
Score great deals for back to school from Best Buy.
Hurricane Aaron has intensified again to a Category 4 hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean and is now approaching the Bahamas, where we are anticipating at least tropical storm impacts. And then after this, it is expected to turn off to the north, where it will still bring impacts to areas like the United States and Bermuda. And there's even been some mandatory evacuation orders put in place for areas like North Carolina. So in today's forecast, we're going to break down exactly what you need to know about Hurricane Aaron and what has changed over the last 24 hours. We'll begin with what's happening right now in the Atlantic Ocean, and this right here is Hurricane Aaron. It did undergo an eye wall replacement cycle for about 16 hours yesterday, and that eye wall replacement cycle was successful, which has helped it to intensify again to a Category 4 hurricane, because originally yesterday afternoon, this was actually a Category 3, so it has intensified again. Maximum sustained winds of 140 miles per hour have been observed by hurricane hunters. The eye itself is not super clear, but one other thing I want to point out is that this hurricane is way larger than before. This is double the size compared to what it was back over here near the Lesser Antilles in Puerto Rico.
Well,
so the size has doubled, and it's actually expected to even get bigger as it continues to move in the direction of North Carolina and Bermuda. So this thing's going to get a lot larger, and that's another reason why we are likely going to see some impacts in areas like North Carolina. Another thing I want to point out is that this is awfully close right now to the Bahamas. This is, again, a much more westerly path than what most models have been showing, but this is something that we've been talking about literally all week long, that we were expecting this to take a more westerly path with how intense this hurricane has been forecasted to get. And here's another view of Hurricane Aaron. This is the eye, which again does not look nearly as impressive as what it did a couple of days ago, but nonetheless still a very intense hurricane, and tropical storm force winds are reaching very far to the west and south, which is one of the reasons why areas like the Turks and Caicos and the Bahamas are currently under tropical storm warnings. But this is growing in size very quickly. Let's also look at visible satellite imagery. You kind of see that eye. It's been getting getting more and
Maine,
more
Boston,
close, so
New
it's not
York, and
nearly as
everything, and then it
defined of an
goes
eye.
back out,
I think later today it will try to
into the
clear out
ocean,
again, but
and then
this is
she
near
hooks
the
back
peak
around. So
intensity that we are
we
going to
got a
see
lot
for
of
the
stuff
remainder
planned for
of Hurricane
America
Aaron.
this
I don't
year.
think it has much more of an
They just
opportunity
didn't.
to
They
re-intensify.
just didn't
I
want to
think
come
by
off
tonight
that
is the
money.
last time it'll have really any
Like
chance
the,
of getting any stronger
it's
than it
like
currently is, which obviously right now it's
Saving
strong
Private
enough as a
Ryan.
hurricane. It is
That
still
movie,
a
Tom
mid-grade
Hanks was
category
like, they
4
just didn't
hurricane in
want
the
to come
western
up and
Atlantic Ocean. And this is
machine
another
gun
way to
this.
see how much larger Hurricane Aaron has
Cost
gotten
us a
over the
lot of
last few
bodies.
days, because this right here is when it was a category 5 hurricane. We didn't even have tropical storm force winds really reaching into the Leeward Islands very much at all. But notice now how the wind field has gotten 2 to 3 times larger, including our hurricane force winds. Despite the winds not being nearly as high, the wind field has gotten larger, and that is because this hurricane is growing in size. So we are expecting this trend to continue, which is another reason why I do expect tropical storm force winds for areas like Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. Now let's talk more about the track intensity and all the impacts that Hurricane Aaron is going to bring to areas like the United States, beginning with what it looks like right now and over the next few days.
Now,
This will
see,
continue
what
as a
we
category 4
planned
hurricane just to the
is
east of the
exactly what
Bahamas
you're
all the way through
seeing.
tomorrow
Is
morning.
they
It
thought
is
that
expected
the
to weaken
cold
back into
front
a category 3
would stop
hurricane
it,
as we head into Tuesday
right,
afternoon
and
and
push it
evening.
off.
And then by
See
Wednesday
this
and
cold
Thursday,
front
this is
coming through
expected
here?
to be pretty much parallel
But
to North
that
Carolina
is
and South Carolina.
not
And
going
this
to
is going to
happen.
be a very close call. We
So
are not
this ain't
expecting
going to
landfall in
stop
the
this
United States,
hurricane.
as we said in time in and
They
time
were
out at this
hoping
point.
that's what
However,
happened.
this
But
hurricane is
after
going to
the
be a lot
seeding
closer than what I
and
think
a
people
couple
realize, because if it does
prayers
take
and
the more
Hail
westerly
Marys,
path through this cone of uncertainty, that means where the eye of the
died
hurricane is
out,
going to be going,
and
it'll
then
only be
after
about
seeding
140 to 150 miles
feeding it,
offshore from Cape Hatteras, which
it's
means that we
bigger
will
than it
almost
was.
undoubtedly see
So
tropical storm
they were
impacts in
hoping
Cape
that this
Hatteras,
cold
especially with
front
how
would
large
jam
this
it up
hurricane is
and
going to
push it
become over the
out,
next
but
few
that's
days.
not.
Now, even if it
The
took a
cold
more
front came
easterly
too
path,
late.
which I do not think will happen,
Right? It
there
came
would still
too
at least
soon,
be some impacts in Cape
is what
Hatteras,
I
including
mean.
much higher wave
It came
heights.
too
Now,
soon.
across
It's
the
not going to
board
have
for the
enough
entire East Coast, we
to
are
kick this
anticipating
out. So we're
dangerous
going to
rip
come
currents
in.
throughout this week.
We're
You
going
need
to
to
go
make
right
sure
up
if
the
you're at
East
the beach
Coast
this
with
week,
it.
look at the flag at the
Take out
beach
as much
and make
as
sure
we
if you're
can. We
going
got
into
a
the
couple
water
more
that it is
behind
safe to
here.
do so. I think
We got
most
one up
areas
here
are going to
that's
have
supposed to
problems
swing
with
back
that,
around
and especially since the
come
wave
in, and
heights
then
are
we
going to
have
be
this
much higher. We are talking about
disturbance
the
here
potential
that's
for
going to
15 to
form,
20 foot
and
waves,
that'll come
even
back
just
around
barely
back here.
offshore,
So
back over in
we're
North
coming.
Carolina and Virginia. So this is shaping up to be a very dangerous week. If you have any plans of going to the beach anywhere from Miami all the way back into Maine,
We're coming.
this is something that, again, you want to make sure that you're taking into account across the East Coast. Now, as we just alluded to, Hurricane Aaron is going to cause
See
some
all
big
that warm
problems
air
along
up
the
there?
East Coast when it
Warm
comes
water?
to rip currents and wave heights. And these are the forecasted
Just
wave
ain't gonna-
heights over the next 90 hours, which is
There's
basically
no
over
way
the next
getting
4 to
that
5 days. And notice how we could have wave heights as high as 110 feet offshore here. This is obviously not going to be impacting the United States, but those waves in general are crazy. Most cruise lines have canceled going anywhere near Hurricane Aaron because of how high these waves are going to be. But back over on the East Coast, we are still anticipating from Miami all the way back into New England, still some really large waves. This is good for surfing, but otherwise it is very dangerous to be in the waters. We are talking about waves anywhere from 10 upwards of even 30 to 40 feet in some areas, and there have now officially been evacuation orders issued for Hatteras Island and Ocracoke Island in North Carolina. We are expecting that Highway 12
Debbie,
will be
that's right
impassable
by
for
you,
days
North
near
Carolina,
Hatteras
girl.
Island. So definitely make
You
sure that
gonna
you're
be
taking these
knee deep
evacuation orders seriously.
in the
We are going to
water.
have some really big waves, especially with the flow of this hurricane and our winds coming from the east. And that's going to help to crash a lot of the waves right into Cape Hatteras. So definitely make sure that you're ready for some really big surf and really unswimmable conditions here in North Carolina. So here's a simulated forecast on exactly where Hurricane Aaron is going to go over the
I do not live on the coast. Well, you don't have to. We're going to try and get this one to come right up like a bowling alley. It's like bowling, right? They were hoping that cold front pushed it out. The cold front came too early. The water's too warm. And it's time to play. It's time to get your water floaties out. We might do some more work on this thing, tweaking and twerking and tweaking and twerking. And as Ryan Upchurch said, "Old man twerking." I don't know. Go twerk somewhere. I don't care. But we got a job to do. We got a job to do. Nah, look what the storm blew in. Oh, Kelp. Oh, Valdez, too. Well, I suspected that from Valdez because he's still cleaning up the oil spill out there in the ocean, Valdez oil spill. So I imagine it blew him right up into my chat. Right? So, but kelp, that's a surprise. I don't know what brings kelp, but it's too late. We're going into Armageddon. I wish you folks would have heeded the water and heeded the warnings. But too late. Too late, too little, too not. We seeded the storm. We created a monster and there's nothing anyone can do because it's science. They blinded me with science. Surprise, don't usually see me during the day. I know what happened. What's going on? They let you out early? This is so crazy. It's so crazy. Back from the heart test. Doctor said I'm still alive. No, you're still alive. You know, I could have heart checked you. I could have done that here. But we heart check different on the streets. A heart check on the street is when you punch them square in the chest as hard as you can and knock the wind out of them right in between the bread basket and they're like, heart check. We're just checking to make sure your heart's working. You feel it in there pumping around? But that way was too violent. So they said we have to go to the hospital to check people's hearts. If you punch a man hard enough in the chest, you can't stop his heart. You can literally stop a man's heart by punching him in the chest if you can punch hard enough. Miss Debbie has been fine. She's been ornery this morning. She woke up just crabby, mad, angry, you name it. She just woke up crabby and mad. Not herself today. Not at all. But then again, for the past 20 years, she's probably been listening to these idiots and Ernie Shell on his channel and all these rest of these idiots that are wanted. I guess dead or alive is from what Bon Jovi said. I've been good trying to deal with Johnny and his as the YouTube turns. I don't know. You mean Ernie Shell you've been watching? Ain't got no drama here. We're stomping the shit out of your country and you're sitting there thinking it's a joke. she thinks it's some game. I'm like, no, we're gonna destroy everything. We don't even need you humans anymore for anything. Everything has gone so advanced in technology. We just don't need humans like we used to. Speaking of Bon Jovi, they are making a Young Guns 3. Yeah, but we're going to pull the plug on that because yeah, we didn't like the way the other one went and everything, so we're pulling the plug on that. For one, there's only 2 of them alive, right? There's only 2 of the Young Guns alive. Chavez and Billy the Kid himself. So we really don't know. I mean, we could probably do a movie on that, but it's just the 2 of them. And in order to do that, we would have to bring in more new Young Guns. And I can see what they're trying to do. They're trying to turn it into like a John Wick, where they get 50 episodes, right? 50 movies out of it. So we're going to pull the plug on a lot of these people. Plus, they already owe me quadrillions of dollars, and I'm tired of dealing with this shit. So they're worth more dead than alive. So in the contracts they saw, signed and everything, they're worth more dead. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but that's just the movie business and music business. I'm sorry, we can't get our money out of them. So what's left? I don't know. We got insurances. Get rid of them all. Get rid of them. It's just movies. It's just business. I don't know what to tell you. It's just business. Debbie, me too. I live in an area where we can find it, but it's like mushrooms. You don't want to eat the wrong kind. I think this whole country's been shroomed. It's been LSD. It's been DMT'd. The whole effing country. They're like, impossible, Mr. Kramer. You can't do that. We did it. What do you mean? You can't. We did already. That was 20 years ago or whatever. And they're still tripping 20 years later. It's the greatest movie in the world. You won't see it anywhere else. Nah, these people got no imagination, Kel. Yeah, I know they say your brain is dull. What is wrong with you? Well, my brain is... I'm a 70s baby. For one, I was born in the 60s, late 60s. I grew up around nothing but madness in the streets and music and movies and madness. What do you mean turn the machine off? You just don't turn the machine off. This machine was built by the United States Mother Green and the ass-kicking machine. You want it to shut off, it'll take a couple years to wind down. I'm sorry. I'll shut it off today, but it's going to take a couple years for the machine to wind down. I'm doing the best I can to help these people, and they think I'm the trouble. I don't know what to tell these people. You created the machine. I'm just the operator. You know dang well if I shut the machine off today, it's going to take at least a year and a half to wind down. We'll shut it down, but it ain't going to shut down automatically. It's still going to run. I don't know. I tried my best to help these people. I can't help them. No, Kel. Debbie is very sick. Very sick. She had to go to the doctor today. All these people are sick. Go to the doctor. Please take your medicines. I had to take it for like 12 years. I had to take medication, but then it almost killed me because I was ODing and it built up in my system. And I had to stop taking it. I'm just now getting back to my normal self. Just now. It's been 20 years. Right? No, not 20 years. Right. I don't know, 14, 13 years or whatever. And 13 of them years, for 10 years or 11 years, I took medication. So now I can't take the medication because it built up in my liver, kidneys, and everything else. About killed me. And now I'm just getting back to my talented imagination self. And now they want to kill that. You're sick. You're very sick. You just don't know it. Yes, if that's your normal, we need to be scared. I don't know. I'm scared of you ladies. You ladies are worse than the goddamn Lizzies from the Warriors. Scare the heck out of these grown men. I don't know what these women did to these men, but these men were abused by these women. They were abused by the women, and they were abused by the women's skanky men that they slept with. And that's how they've been doing it. These men love that skanky ass broad and whatever she's got, and that's what they're doing. They're vagina cells. Worse than a terrorist cell, a vagina cell. There ain't none worse than that. And a penis cell, which they're using their vaginas and their penises to infect people and kill them. It's a terrorist act. Terrorist acts is what these women are and then. All right, so we're warning America. Get ready. The storms are coming. There's going to be damage, so be ready. I know a lot of you are going to say you're full of shit, Kramer. Maybe I am, and maybe I'm not. They heed the warning most of all of God, and that's to leave me alone, you idiots. I don't know, but the body count is growing in America. We've been keeping an eye on it, so we're not backing down from anybody. And the government's pissed. You are gonna, yeah, like I told you folks, I don't know how many times. You're not playing with some idiots. I'm from Chicago. We're not going to lay down and let you kill us. We are going to fire back upon you and kill as many as we can. We're not pussies. And that's a fact, Jack. And you can take that to the bank. As a matter of fact, we hit that bank. And you best get out of our way, pricks. That's all I'm saying. We done dealt you up on a silver platter. And now they want more. And we're going to give them more. Why? Because we're feeding the machine. And if the people's machine says feed the machine, we're going to feed you, ladies, to the machine. And any government branch that gets in our way. What you folks are failing to see is we are going to kill the coup that you folks created. Now try and do something about it. We're telling you, come at us with what you got. Because we're going to make Swiss cheese out of this country. And it'll all be on the silver screen by tomorrow morning. Nobody, and I mean nobody, produces or makes a movie like Johnny Kramer. Some of the best stuff ever in the world you've already seen. Stories that were already mine. Nothing I could do about it, folks. Yes, drink your Kool-Aid, Debbie. Drink your Kool-Aid. I watched a documentary about USS Indianapolis. Remember the ship sank during World War II? Exactly. Exactly. And we were going to build another one, but Trump said, screw that. And we pulled the plug on it because the guy said he knew how to build ships. And nothing worked. I know it was $200.5 million to build it, but we're scrapping it. Those men went through hell and still moved forward. PTSD. Well, they tried to give me that. They tried to give me the PSTDTs. They tried to give me the VD. They tried to give me the BHIVs. They tried to give me all kinds of stuff. And what we did was shove it right down their throats. Next time, send your men instead of these broads. Yes, STDs, SIDs, EIDs, You tried to send everything to us, and now it's time for us to send it back to you with a little package. A little package. God bless America. Yeah, you guys tried your best to get me sleeping with these swanks, right? Oh, look at this swank. You want her, don't you? Nah, I don't want no swank. Look at this swank, right? Yeah, here's a photo of someone's penis, right? Look at that. And if you want to say it's mine, go ahead, whatever. But yeah, we'll do whatever we got to do to make you folks think that you're safe when really you're screwed. You got a problem with that, call the White House and call the Pentagon. Mother Green in the butt kicking machine. I really don't care. Where are my kids? Where's my money? I'm doing the same thing you did to me. And you're pissed. I think you women better pay your child support, or it's going to get a lot worse. Pay your child support. You women need to pay your child support. You women need to pay your child support. I know it's crazy, but that's what this is all about. You want me to use techniques like they used on me? Pay the money, Mr. Kramer, or you'll never see your kids again. Wow, that seems like that's hostage situation. And we put one right in between the buildings and hit that building, didn't we? With it. What was it? It was a laser. Was it a laser? It was whatever you want it to be. But when you use terrorist tactics to try and get money out of me over a gift from God, you folks got what you deserved. Now you women need to start paying your child support. You deleted all them penis photos? Well, that's good. Right? That's good. I mean, you didn't want all them men thinking you were men, did you? Probably not. I don't know, but it's going to get crazy. As this hurricane grows and we continue to feed it and seed it and baby it, we might get a category 8 out of this thing.
The next several days, beginning with what is happening Tuesday night. This will still just be to the northeast of the Bahamas, and then by Wednesday, it'll begin to turn to the north. And notice how some of the outer bands will be reaching Cape Hatteras in North Carolina. We are going to likely see tropical storm force winds in these areas. I'm currently forecasting our maximum wind gusts to get near 70 miles per hour in Cape Hatteras. So it'll definitely be pretty windy on late Wednesday and early Thursday. And then as we go into Friday, this continues to move to the northeast and will weaken in the northern Atlantic Ocean. What's really crazy, honestly, is that this is near catastrophe situation for either the United States or Bermuda, because right now it's going literally in between the two. It could not be much closer than this to having a catastrophic situation for either one or two countries here. So this is definitely, honestly, probably one of the best paths that we could have. Even though there will be impacts up and down the East Coast, this could be a much worse situation if this hurricane were 100 miles further west or east. And here's another look at the future radar back over in the western Atlantic Ocean as we head into Wednesday night. Hurricane Aaron is going to be awfully close to North Carolina as we get into late Wednesday night and early Thursday morning. Wave heights are going to really rapidly increase as we go into the overnight hours into Thursday, which is when Highway 12 will likely become impassable near Hatteras Island. And then eventually, as we go into Thursday, evening, this will be turning out to sea, but that does not mean the impacts will not be felt beyond Thursday and Friday, as we are anticipating the waves to remain high all the way through Saturday, and dangerous rip currents will likely continue through the weekend. So if you have any plans to go to the beach, definitely make sure that you're staying safe. And these are the maximum wind gusts that we are anticipating out of Hurricane Aaron, and right over in Cape Hatteras is where we could see wind gusts as high as 60 to 70 miles per hour on late Wednesday and early Thursday. And up and down the East Coast, we are likely going to see wind gusts anywhere from 30 to 45 miles per hour hour. That goes anywhere from about South Carolina back into southern New England, though that's not really tropical storm force winds. If you're right on the beach, you're definitely going to feel the highest of the winds because there's literally nothing stopping the wind over a big body of water like the Atlantic Ocean. Be prepared for isolated power outages if you're back over in Cape Hatteras. Have flashlights ready to go. And all
right, you ladies, get ready for this hurricane. Don't be like the other idiots and think that this can't change. This thing can change in a heartbeat. That's what they're not telling you, folks. Yes, all the patterns and the computers are saying it's going to happen, but they said that a couple days ago and it hasn't turned yet. So it's made its way closer to America, and they're hoping it's getting ready to make its turn. But we'll just have to see. There's no guarantee on anything. That's what I'm trying to tell these people, and they think it's a joke. And I'm like, no, this thing, you could wake up tomorrow and this thing could be full scale, 5 category on its way to 6 and heading straight up to Florida and hooking once it hits land, then makes a hook and goes right up the East Coast and just tears everything apart. So be ready. Right? I'm just trying to help this country. I'm trying to help it. And they just don't see it. They think it's a joke. And then they got hundreds of thousands of bodies. And they're like, he wasn't joking. No, it's, I would tell you when it's a joke. This ain't a joke. Get ready. Now, I'm going to end this video because we know what's coming. We don't have to warn you folks every second of what's happening. I want to thank Kelt for stopping in, and Debbie Fox and all of them, which they're all being watched. And they owe child support. So turn yourselves in, ladies. Turn yourselves in. Now, don't you dare try and give your kids away to me. We're finding that a lot of these ladies that are having to pay the child support are like, take my kid. Right? No, we don't want your kid. We want the money. Right? Take my children. No, children are a pain. I got my own kids. More than the women that I slept with, supposedly, from what Google is saying. So, pay your child supports. Yeah, I'm shocked too. But this is the price that we all have to pay, right? No, I haven't seen my kids at all since they were born. What happened to my kids? I have no idea. The government saying we don't know. Well, right? No money is being sent out to nobody, and nobody's getting nothing until you produce proof that they're even my kids. God dang court papers, them are made up all the time. Right? Now they're saying you don't have any kids, Mr. Kramer. Well, then good. I ain't paying none of the money. Yeah, my kids are all grown and everything. They tried pulling that whole child support crap then on every single man. Right? I had over 900 kids at one time. It was crazy. I've only been with 4 or 5 girls my whole life. I can count all the women I've been with on one hand. Maybe 2, if that. I don't even need the whole 2 hands. Yeah. I was married over 250 times, Google said, and had over 900 kids. I'm like, who in the F is this John Kramer guy? This guy's got women everywhere. Yeah, we done did one on your country. Keep messing with us. We got no problems wiping the rest of it out. We got a movie to make. One of the greatest movies ever. I don't know. I guess they created all these kids in the lab using my semen they had stored up. It's like, where'd you get that? I've never been to a semen bank. Right? They're like, oh, don't worry, we got it. Well, I bet you did. I bet you did. What'd you do? Tear out my bathroom sink or whatever and get DNA from that? Did you go ahead and tear out? What'd you do? Go through my garbage and get all my swank towels or whatever and got DNA from that? And now you created a whole army of Johnny Kramers? How many Johnny Kramers do you need on this earth? One was enough back in the 80s from when the government was telling me, no, we don't need no more reviews. No more Johnny Kramers. But you folks went ahead and cloned me over 900 times. No, I'm the Johnny. Believe me. If you can see my emails and all these women, I'm definitely the guy. Them are my photos. I'm definitely the guy. Well, I don't know what to say. I know Trump said on TV he's going to try and help me. I'm like, I don't need the help. It's not me that needs the help. It's these people that pulled this last one and owe me quadrillions of dollars. They're the ones that are going to need help, not me. We're going steam force with thy God Almighty, King of Kings. All right, I think I'm going to end this. I've done enough bull crap, and yeah, they're all, everyone's calling me. You're joking, right? Yeah, I'm joking, you idiots. You think I'm going to lose everything I got again over these bullshit lies that these people and laws that they created just to try and get me to break? Jesus is my creator. I got no room on this earth for Satan in my head or around me or in this country. You figure it out. You figure it out. I ain't got time. I got more movies than they. No, I mean, I got him. I've already caught him going through my garbage looking for it. The government called me yesterday. They're trying to set you up. We know you were on camera when this happened, and they're trying to set you up. I'm like, I know, I've been on camera. I don't do anything. I can't even go out and make a living because when I do, they're poisoning me. And shit's going crazy at this apartment complex. So they put bones at the one yard that I was cutting, pulled in there one day, and there was dead animal bones everywhere. These people are literally watching my channel and literally doing this stuff. And the government's like, we thought it was you. We're sorry. I'm like, no, it's not me. Why would I risk everything again? It's not me. It wasn't me in the first place. And I had to give everything up. What is it? Tyrants, terrorists, blackmail, extortionists. No, I'd rather protect myself. I need Mother Green and the ass-kicking machine here to protect me. And I need them to open fire. When I say open fire, you open fire. You don't question. They're crazy Americans. They're killing your people, your children. They're holding your country hostage. It's a movie. It's just a movie. It's just a movie. No, there ain't nobody. They're holding me hostage. That Kelch trying to say, we're protecting you. It's funny because I feel like I'm a hostage. That's what it feels like. I'm a hostage. And Kelso, no, silly, we're protecting you. These crazy women. Why do I feel like I'm being stalked and held hostage and being used as a toilet? I don't know. Last time I checked, usually when people are under the government's protection, they eat good, they live good, and they don't worry too much. So I'm trying to figure this out. You're all movie. Kel said. Debbie's right there agreeing with anything Kel says. The only one I would trust right now, is Skunk Baxter. He's the only one, or Jesse Ventura is the only one, or any of the. I would not trust anyone else except for Skunk Baxter and maybe Jesse Ventura. That's about it. The rest of you broads, I'm not. I'm not trusting. I'm sorry. It's just I got too much invested in this country. No, Jesse ain't dead. Skunk ain't dead either. They're the only two dudes I probably would talk to. The rest of you are scared. Well, unless Mother Green and the butt kicking machine called and said Pentagon on the phone, then I would answer it. If it said White House, I probably would answer it. But other than that, I'm on my own. I got full reins. Right? I make one call, and the whole city and state goes crazy. So I'm not worried about it. My dog conjured me into existence. I wouldn't doubt it. This whole country has gone to this magic, conjuring, voodoo, witchery, sorcery stuff. That was in other countries, but now where is it? In America. And why is that, Mr. Kramer? Because we told them if they let certain people into this country from other countries that we would be suffering just like their countries were. And what is happening now, Mr. Kramer? This country is about ready to get its butt kicked and sucked into the massive depths of hell. Thank you, Mr. Kramer. We'll need no more from you. Thank you. Anytime you folks need me, I'll gladly tell these idiots that this country is screwed. Anytime you need me, Congress or Senate, to get back on the podium and tell them that we told these idiots that if they allowed this to happen in our country, we will suffer just as their country did. And what's happening? Exactly. I think I'm going to go to lunch. We thank you very much, Mr. Kramer, for your testifying and expertise. Well, we told these idiots. They just didn't want to listen. Thank you, Mr. Kramer. Go enjoy some roast beef. I think I will. I think I will go and enjoy some roast beef. And I think I will enjoy the rest of my day. And if you ever need me, America, to come in and give you some information, some guidance, let me know. I'll gladly get back up on the stand again. I'm dying to use the fifth. I'm dying to use the old Howard Hughes. No, I don't think I'll call anyone, and I think we'll plead the fifth on this one. And if that spruce goose don't fly, we're out of here. But the spruce goose did fly, and therefore, this country has been conquered. Now, I got a lot of stuff to do. I'm all bound up. I might have ate too much fake cheese last night. Nah, dogs don't have thumbs, but we are working on some in the labs that do have hands now. So, and that happens when you crossbreed. and cross DNA with other animals. And you're going to see this soon. You're going to see what we've been working on. Well, you just didn't think we were cooking cookies in Area 51. You didn't think we were just baking up wholesome cookies, did you? No, we've been working on shit. We're gonna stomp the shit out of all of you. And we're asking you to get in our way so we can roll you over. Nah, it don't matter. It's my movie. If I want to wipe this country out in my movie, I can. It's my movie. I can wipe the whole country out. That's right, the spruce goose. I'm telling Congress and Senate, just like old Howard Hughes, Uncle Howard is what we called him. If the spruce goose don't fly, I'll pack my shit up and leave this country. But I don't have to, because the spruce goose flew, and therefore we remain in America. And if it wasn't for old Uncle Howard Hughes, most of you would have been dead by now. And never forget where you come from, or the ancestors that brought this country to where it was. And most of you forgot old Uncle Howard Hughes, old Ben Franklin, Uncle Ben, and a lot of other people that we just stomped the shit out of. Old Uncle Nikolai Tesla. Right? Oh, you bunch of idiots. Prepare for madness, because it's on its way. No, they didn't want to believe us. We went to Congress. We went to Senate. We told them all, you do this. And sure shit, as the day is long and the nights are long, this country will be in a world of shit. And they just said, you don't know what you're talking about. You got an 8th grade education. That's right, but IM sent me to tell you, you are screwed, America. And you didn't want to listen. And now your ass is going to be handed on a silver platter to the highest bidders. And don't you ever come into my country again and tell me what to do. And don't you ever come on this movie set again and tell me how this movie's going to go. Ever. Now, I want security to escort these people off of my set. If you have to do it by gunpoint, then do it. If you have to do it by laser, then use our laser weapons. But I want these people off my movie set. I want you to start dismembering the whole town. Dismember every building, ship it back out west. We're going to find a new location. Well, never given an illegal alien, an illegal Indian, a trucker's license. I don't know. I have no idea. They get an illegal driver's license. I don't know. Good God Almighty! I can't believe it. I think you women and these people. I think the government better pay their child support. I think these women better pay their child support. All glory goes to God. We were the messengers. We relayed the Lord's message. I suggest you folks leave us alone before your country looks like Swiss cheese and it's full of water. That's right. That's right. Full of water. I know a lot of people going crazy. You can't do that. We just did it. It just happened. I don't know what to tell you. Pay your child support. You're bugging us men to pay our child support. You women pay your child support. Pay your child. And I know what most of you are saying. There's no way you got that many kids, but it's on the records. I know I've only slept with 5 women my whole life, or 7 women. But yet I got 9,000 kids and 250 wives. I don't know how Google does it. I don't know how Google does it. No idea, but it happened. That's the way it is. And I can't. I need all this money back, Trump. I got 900 kids. Sorry, we're holding you hostage. You're not getting your country back till you pay the $770 trillion quadrillion dollars to me, so I can pay for my kids that I don't have. Yeah, I'm not a player, Kel. I told you I can count how many women. When I was dating women, I dated them for years, not slept with them and then left. I've counted. I've only been with like 7 women my whole life. That's it. And each of them women I dated for years. Not. I was never a player, never a one night stand. So I know a lot of people can't believe it. I did sleep with one woman, and we didn't date very long at all. But the rest were all for years. So I'm not a player. That's why women like me. When I'm with a woman, I'm with that woman. I'm that man that if you got milk at home, why you got to go anywhere else? You can ask any of the women I dated. I was not a cheat. I was the one that was cheated on. No, I was not a player. That's how we knew Google was lying. All right, I gotta end this video. It's been nice. I wish you ladies would pay your child support. Quit using my semen to create children. Trump's gonna settle. He's gonna fix this for me. I'm like, I didn't even. How'd they do it? And Trump was like, well, they've been getting your semen. I'm like, I can't even jerk off anymore without these idiots around. I'm on the verge of climbing a water tower and going crazy. And Trump's like, I can't believe they did it, but they've been cloning you. They've been using all these kids and babies and everything are yours. I'm like, well, then I'm going to need this quadrillion dollars back that they took from me. I'm going to need all my movie stuff, all the movie money and everything, and I'm going to need all that back if I got to pay for all these kids. I don't care. We'll wipe this country out if we have to get the money back that they owe me. I got to pay for these kids. It's your fault, government. Right? It's Google's fault. Google should have never let them say I had 900 kids. I don't have 900 kids, but they're saying I do. So I got to take all my stuff back, all my weaponry and everything back from the government. I got to sell it to another country to make money to pay for these kids that I've only slept with 5 women. I don't know how 5 women, 7 have 900 kids at one time. I have no idea. That must be a magical vagina. That's like the Alien movie. You sleep with it one time and it just produces for many years the same semen, the same egg. There's thousands, hundreds of thousands of little Johnnies running around out there. I don't know. You lost. You folks lost. You lost everything. You betted on it and you lost. Your country's over with. And you women are going to have to pay your child support back. Every single one of these men that you swindle. I got to go. I'm too upset. I'm too upset. I'll be back later. I got stuff to do. I'm just too upset. You ladies cause me too much upsetness. Ernie Shell's running from me. He keeps running. He's running from everybody. All these women are running from us. We're like, we're holding you. We're pressing charges against you. Swinks, we're going to try and get me to sleep with a cauliflower woman. You tried to kidnap me and you're going to sell me to some biker club to pimp me out on the streets. You stole my movies. You hacked my computer. You've been showing these women my giant penis and claiming it was yours. You idiots out there were showing these women. These women have been, I seen your penis. It's giant. Yes, it is. But how did you see that? Well, these guys on YouTube were theirs. I'm like, there ain't no way. Look at them. Look at them idiots. You really think they got a penis that big? No, it's mine. These people are idiots. Get rid of them all. You folks have a great day. I gotta go. Pay your child support, ladies. Quit showing my giant penis to everyone claiming it's yours. And good God Almighty, I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Maybe I'll be back later. I gotta edit some of this movie. I'll talk to you folks later.